And the day came when the risk to remain in a tight bud was more painful than the risk it took to blossom. My name is Jason Edgecombe, and let's play follow the leader for a minute. Make a fist with one of your hands. Now, if you have a friend sitting next to you, have them put their stronger hand over top of yours like this. If you don't have a friend, that's okay. Just do it to yourself. It'll work. Now, with the hand on top, I want you to squeeze as hard as you can. With the hand on the bottom, I want you to try and open as hard as you can. You're going to notice that the hand on top is going to win. Most of the time, anyway, it's going to win. I want you to do that for 2 or 3 minutes and see if you can actually open your hand. If you can, awesome. Congratulations, I can. Now, what does that have to do with anything? Yay, Jason, that was a fun little exercise. Cool. I want you to think about the effort that took. The strain, the feeling of helplessness when you couldn't open your hand, maybe a little twinge of fear when it's just not moving at all and you're worried that your hand is going to be crushed. That's how it feels like for me in a social situation. Maybe it's going to work and having to talk to customers for a few hours. Maybe it's going to startup weekend or a social networking event in my area or family dinner. It's quite funny. People in my family, in my wife's family, really, because my family lives in Canada and I live in New Zealand. But people in my family, when we have a proper family dinner, I'll go and, I'll talk to them for a little bit. And we'll engage and, we'll have lovely conversations. And then I'll just go sit in the corner and play on my phone. And I think some of them still don't quite understand why I do that. And certainly, Lisa, my wife, is well aware that when I go out to some sort of social function or something like that, that I'm going to come home exhausted. And definitely different networking events and stuff like that, I come home and I'm usually straight to bed. And I'm pretty crabby the next day as well. It's because it takes a lot of effort for me to operate in that environment to the standard that I want to. There's a lot of misconceptions, I think, about people on the autism spectrum, and one of them is that we're antisocial. The truth isn't that we're antisocial, it's that we're anti-face-to-face. And even that's not completely accurate. I'm very sociable when I want to be. I'm very happy, outgoing, I can speak to people. I'm very good at being interested in what somebody else has to say and engaging them. And I genuinely find most people's stories very interesting. And I love people. I love finding out stories and different ideas and concepts and things that people do and ways that they see the world. I love it. It's gorgeous. But I've only got so much energy each day. And it takes, like opening that hand, an enormous amount. And the longer I do it, for, at a time, the greater toll it takes on me. And sometimes I just need a break. And that's why I'll go sit in the corner and play on my phone, or I'll go to the bathroom when I don't actually have to pee. And I'll just stand there for a minute. Noise is another big one for me. There's so much noise in a crowd. There's just this constant buzzing. You know what it is, and most people can ignore it. I can't. Funnily enough, I hear almost everything. I don't always process everything. But often I'll be talking to somebody right in front of me and we'll be having a conversation, and I'll actually be listening to the person 3-4 feet away and thinking about their conversation and coming up with answers to them. And I'll be doing it to the people 1 or 2 behind me as well, and the person I'm talking to, and the people over there. I'm exhausted just thinking about it. These videos require quite a bit of effort as well. It takes a lot of energy to sit in front of a camera and get all these words right and put on the straight face to try and share my thoughts and ideas with you guys. And that's what I want to sort of come across with this video, is how much energy it actually takes me to interact with people. And I can do it pretty well. But I can only do it pretty well because I've had a lot of practice. And I've spent a lot of time developing the stamina to do that. Most people on the spectrum haven't. We love people. We love interacting with them. We actually do enjoy talking. But it's that face-to-face. The other thing is, I might do a more detailed video about this, but I can't read your facial expressions. And I don't understand your tone of voice. That sounds ridiculous, but it's true. I mean, I've gotten really good at guessing what your facial expression means and what your tone means. And I built up, what's the best way to describe it, kind of a little database in my head about, this is happy, this is sort of bemused, this is upset, another thing is angry, blah, 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 blah. Because the facial recognition thing doesn't come natural to me. It's one of the big social inhibitors of people on the autism spectrum. It's why they so often seek out online gaming communities, forums, blogs, or any other sorts of online media, social media, Facebook being a huge example, because we don't have to do the face-to-face. It's all text and typing. People are more direct when they're on the internet, so it's much easier to tell how they're feeling or what they're coming across as, which makes our job a lot easier when we're trying to understand what people are saying. And our own inability to convey those feelings and ideas, the way our faces move, it's all difficult for us to control as well. But on the internet, that's easier. Final thoughts. Socializing is a skill. And like any skill, it takes energy to use. Now, most people don't have to use as much energy as I do to be in a social situation. And many of you do, on the spectrum or no. But the next time you see somebody sitting in the corner with a phone, ignoring the party around them or whatever social situation they're in, instead of saying that they're antisocial or not making use of their time, just maybe recognize it's not that they don't want to be there. It's that being there is exhausting. And just maybe gain that little bit of appreciation that, in spite of all the effort that it probably takes them to be there and talk to anybody, they still chose to come. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, and stay awesome.